It's Happy Hour again from Uptown New Orleans. Hello, I'm Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's neworleans.com. That doesn't sound too bad, really.
It's not bad. I can hear it in my head.
Pretty believable. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pull up a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know is no matter what they look like, what they're wearing, whether they just got out of a limousine or just got out of jail, they're going to be happy to talk to you, because that's New Orleans, and this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation with folks who have nothing in common other than we're all New Orleanians in a bar. Today we're at Wayfare on Ferret Street, which is a fabulous place. Not only is it a bar, John, it's a restaurant where they served handcrafted food and spirits. They have a whole new menu and a radically new happy hour, which starts, strangely enough, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is
I like
an
that.
interesting idea, isn't it?
I like that.
Jon Roniger, you're a musician. You like to start drinking early, I'm sure.
Why stop?
Why stop is a good answer.
Yeah.
P.H. Fred is here. Again, P.H. Fred, welcome back to the show. It's only your 10th appearance, I think, was it?
Something like that.
What number? You're also a mathematical genius. You're not keeping count?
5.
It's number 5.
It's
Is
number
that right?
5.
And Kristin Lyman is here as well. Hey, Kristin.
Hi.
How's it going? And
Well.
guess who's back from Europe? Andrew Duhon.
It's only
Welcome
off.
back.
Yeah, thanks.
How was it?
It was excellent.
Did you miss us like crazy? You didn't Skype, you didn't write or anything.
I was thinking about you guys every day.
So how did it go, really? This is how many times you've been? 5? This is your 5th trip to
Yeah,
6?
I've been going every summer for the
So-
past, several summers.
So every time PH Fred comes on Happy Hour, you go to London.
every time it gets oppressively hot in New Orleans, I go to England, and yeah, it was good.
Where
It
did
was,
you play? Spain as well this year, or whereabouts?
No, it was all the shows were in the UK, but I headed over to France for a wander because I had never been to Paris. So
How did you like
went
that?
wandering around Paris. It's great. It was to my surprise, the caricature in my head of what I thought Paris was is not what I experienced Paris.
What were
to
you
be, so-
thinking it was going to be?
Oh, I thought I was going to see more accordions and mimes and such, but not a single mime and only one accordion. So,
Only one. And who was playing that?
a fellow who got on the train looking for tips,
Oh,
that
that's
sort
always
of thing.
bad.
So.
Any hot chicks smoking cigarettes?
Holy
That's-
shit! I
that's
mean,
mostly-
everywhere.
I know, isn't that great?
Yeah,
how
unreal.
they
Great
stay
for
so
that.
thin.
Kristin, have you been to France?
I have.
Do you speak French?
I do not.
Who speaks French here? Oh, John speaks French.
I speak a little bit. Oui, un peu.
Un peu. How
Yeah.
come?
Because I did 5 years of high school. And so in my...
Which
in
school
my,
did you go to?
Well, I went to 3.
Well,
I went, yeah.
That
I
doesn't
ended...
divide
Trey,
into 5.
Trey school.
Yeah,
That,
that is...
that doesn't divide into 5
Trois.
very easily.
No, it doesn't. But if you add a year,
Trois.
it does.
It's not even Trey.
Yeah,
That's right.
no, it's
He's right.
trois.
PH Fred's supposed to be a genius
Yes,
as well.
he is, clearly.
First mistake.
Bilingual.
Well, Trey is something else. Trey is French in New Orleans if you're the third person in the family to have the same name. Apparently.
Really?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just
You
know
didn't-
one Trey, but I'm still not sure it's
You
French.
didn't know why he's called Trey?
No, I didn't know
And you're
why.
from New Orleans.
I know, that's sad.
Okay, that's bad.
I know.
Yeah.
I try to stay out of the loop on
You're out of the loop
history
on
and
that.
knowledge.
Yeah. Well, that's working out.
Yeah.
Because Trey is, they call him Trey if you're the third person in your family to have the same name as your father and grandfather.
I did not know that.
I can't believe you
I
didn't know
know.
that. Did you know that, Kristin?
I just still don't know why anyone would
I
name
did
this
not.
their child the same name as themselves and their father. To me, that's just like a sickness. But it does happen.
Well, yeah, I think it's some sort of egomania, probably, right?
I think so.
It is.
And
It
his
is.
grandfather was cremated, and your father was cremated, and you're cremated. You're ashtray.
Ah.
Just
Okay.
read
Very
that.
good.
I read that.
Very good. Very
But you have
good.
to wait a long time for that joke to pan out.
That's a pretty good joke, though. You think that egomania is a sickness or is it just a human condition?
Ask Donald Trump.
I think it's a sickness of the human condition. Yeah,
Sickness
I think
of the
I think-
human condition.
Yes,
okay.
I think it's sick.
So
yeah.
we're both right.
Yeah, we are both right.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it's your show.
Yeah, but that doesn't count for much around here. So, being called, I don't know, what causes someone to call their son the name of themselves? And then, of course, you can't call them the same. You have to call them Junior
Or they go by their middle
or
name.
Little, Little Johnny
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
something, demeaning like that.
Which would be the
Yeah.
most demeaning was Little Johnny, I think.
Yeah. Well, they do call kids like stuff like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's kind of, I get the egomaniac thing, but I also get the idea. I heard once that, and it's obviously true, that if you don't have kids, you will be the first in your bloodline since the beginning of existence that didn't have kids.
Oh, I guess that's true because
That
otherwise
kind of blows your mind that way, right?
You're certainly the last in your bloodline.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So
Okay, so how many people here have got kids? John, you got any kids?
I have 2.
2? Mm-hmm. Where are they? Here today with you?
No, that would be bad.
That's not one of them over
No,
there.
that would be very bad.
PH, do you have any kids?
17 in a sperm bank.
And a sperm bank?
Just waiting to find an egg.
What sort of conditions need to be met to bring them to life?
I have no idea.
Happy hour at Wayfare.
Happy hour
Yeah.
at
It's a
Wayfare.
good place to start.
Do you need a surrogate mom or something?
I don't know where that joke was going.
Oh, okay.
She'll move on.
Yeah, okay. Kristin, do you have any kids?
I don't, but I co-parent my best friend's kids.
I
live with
co-parent
them.
my best friend's kids.
Yeah.
That's a song,
That's a-
Duhon.
Yeah,
right
it
there.
should be.
does.
It should be.
Can you guys work that into a
Interesting,
chorus?
Sure.
Already done.
Yeah.
Okay, how would that go? I co-parent my best friend's kids.
I leave when the trouble starts. Is like probably the first line.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I can't turn. I can't turn this car around, but I can make a right turn.
Yeah.
Something about that. You
Mhm.
know?
Okay.
That sounds good. I only go left 3 times.
Oh, that's a very New Orleans condition as well. PH Fred, you got a line to throw in here?
Nah.
Nothing. Jesus, that's lame. Who's got a guitar? We could write this right now.
I didn't bring one today. I was
don't-
told.
Dirty rotten lie.
That's a lie, Pee-wee.
Okay, I'll let you off the hook on that one. But so anyway, what happens on the show is that Graham, our producer, and today Alison is our producer because Graham's off. Graham's off doing something with her day job, which is she's like a death penalty trial attorney. So she's trying to save someone from the electric chair, I guess.
Do they deserve to be saved from
I
the
don't know
electric
what the
chair?
deal is. Do you know anything about that, Kristin?
I
Aren't
mean,
you a lawyer?
know I am. I don't practice, but I know she's in the midst of a trial.
Do we know anything about it?
About the specific trial, I
Yeah.
don't. I know.
We're probably not supposed to know.
I don't.
Are we?
Probably true that you're not supposed to.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
curious though. Wait, so you're a lawyer, but you're not practicing?
Correct.
Do you want to know what she does, though?
Yeah,
What
let's
does
find
she
out.
do?
That's what I was getting at. So Graham or Alison in this case gives me these bios about people. This is the only bio I've ever had that I really cannot understand.
Oh,
Sweet.
So I'm going to read it to the best of my ability. It says Kristin A. Lyman, JD, MHA. I probably could figure that out. Master of
Health Administration.
Health Administration. Okay,
I would
so
have not gone there.
Kristin is the operations director of the Research Action for Health Network, ReachNet, which is a patient-centered outcomes research institute-funded clinical data research network. Anyone like to take a crack at that sentence?
No, I missed the whole thing.
yeah. I got to be
Here, read
honest.
it again. John, you read it.
Do we have to diagram it?
We could. What's the verb? What's the noun, actually, in that sentence? I can't follow it.
Was there a gerund?
I didn't.
I think there was a gerund and a supine.
What is a gerund, actually?
I don't know. Sounds like
You really
English
don't-
class. That's all. I remember gerunds.
It's an ing form of the verb used as a noun.
Gerund, right?
It's
Swimming.
an ing form of the verb
Yeah,
used as
the
a noun.
nominative.
Running-
Swimming. I like
running is
swimming. I like
fun.
running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, this is sweet. You enjoy skateboarding and hip hop dancing.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Both gerunds.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah,
gerunds.
that's right.
Okay.
Gerund.
Skateboarding and hip-hop dancing are both gerunds. Okay, but tell us more about sentence number 1. That was the last sentence. First of all, though, I'm very perturbed about something that's hanging out of your headphones. What are those?
Oh, they're
earrings.
made out of
Wow.
bike tubes.
Oh. Okay.
Wowee.
Okay.
Who made
Yeah.
those? You co-parented kids?
No, I bought them at an art market like 2 years ago on St. Claude, and I can't find the woman who made them anywhere.
Oh, well, this is
and
a
I
good
want
way to
more.
find out.
Yes.
So if you listen to the show and you know someone who makes earrings out of the inner tubes of bicycles,
yes, she makes all kinds of jewelry. Cannot find her. Love the
Is it
jewelry.
all out of bike
wow.
tubes?
Everything, yes, and it's
Wow.
all different kinds, and they're really light. I love them. I wear very little jewelry, but
they're black and they're sort of very long. They're
It looks like a
two-
feather, kind of.
Does it?
Yeah.
I think they're
kinda
super
feathery.
cool.
Thank you. I really like them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool.
Super cool.
So you can wear those to your job, okay? And no
Yes.
one says anything about wearing inner tubes.
Yeah, I can dress pretty casually depending on the day.
So are you a statistician?
I'm not a statistician. I work mostly on the health informatics side, which basically means that we take in data from health systems to serve as a foundation for clinical research, and I deal with a lot of the steps that need to be taken to make sure that the data is standardized and that the quality of it is appropriate for the types of studies that then are conducted using the data. So that's
Okay,
kind of one example.
I hate to seem so stupid, but did you follow that, John?
No clue.
PH3, did you follow?
Something about numbers.
Andrew wasn't paying
making sure the
attention.
data is of a high
So
quality
data,
if we're going to be
let's
using it.
stop right
yes.
there. What is data? That's like
And
numbers.
but what is the data being used for?
For clinical research?
Oh,
Clinical
sadly
research.
enough, I should know about these things, but I don't.
But you don't even know what tray means, so I wouldn't expect you to know what
No,
clinical research.
but my wife does something with data, and she does something
She
with clinical
does.
research.
See, she doesn't know the data, and Kristin doesn't know the data.
I know. Well,
both of the
You say data.
Data costs more.
exactly.
Data is less expensive. I think.
And datum is the singular.
The singular.
who?
Data is the
singular-
singular of data.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If I
everything's
just
like
have one piece of
waking up
information
like
that's
crazy.
datum.
Data.
Two would be it's Greek.
Fred, okay.
It's Latin.
Latin. Well, you speak
I
Latin.
think
I
datum.
have a master's degree in Latin.
Yeah.
I think datum is a word frequently used here in New Orleans. Datum doesn't work for me.
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
Exactly.
Who datum?
Yeah. And
Okay.
that's the only time I've heard it
That's-
used.
That is pretty funny.
Datum,
That's worth it right there. So you take data, which is what? Information about what?
We
About
take
how,
clinical data that's
what does that mean?
basically so
Why,
we
how
have,
people die? Or
No, we have different health systems connected, and we have a set of data that we get from those health systems that include like vitals, some demographics. It's all limited, so we never know who the patient is, so we don't take in any patient identifiers.
Okay.
But we know diagnoses, procedures, and then the whole idea is to expand the capability for conducting national research studies using a standardized platform for the way that data is characterized. And so we're funded by a national organization, and then there are 13 other clinical data research networks covering other parts of the United States. And so we have our set of data that we're taking in from our health systems,
Okay.
and
Are
that's
you-
happening.
are you single?
national. I am single, yes.
okay, so when you go on a date with somebody, do you have to give this? Do you tell the story like this? Because I can help you out. I think.
Okay.
We've got to
What you got? What's your
simplify
pitch?
this.
Yeah.
You
what do
didn't
you
ask
think?
her if she was single by choice, though. I mean,
Well, no, I
so-
just was interested in it because I mean, looking at you, thinking, "My God, if I was going out on a date with you, I'd have to listen to this and comment like intelligently." You know,
Grunt.
It's hard. It's hard to follow this, isn't it?
It's hard in a quick to try to.
Yeah.
But the basic thing is just making sure that the data is accurate and usable to
How-
support clinical research.
how do you-
I would say
okay,
that's
but-
the
okay.
That's
the
good.
bottom line.
So how do you check on that? So you get a whole bunch of data that says we did X, Y, and Z in a hospital. Does the data come from a hospital?
Comes from hospitals and clinics,
So
and
how
then
do you check? How can you check on its veracity?
so I look at a couple things, and I guess just to boil it down, I look at whether or not it's complete and whether or not it basically is what you would expect to find. So, for example, if you have a diagnosis code that says a word that would not be at all associated with a diagnosis code or a diagnosis, then that would be something that's an invalid
It's an outlier.
entry. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that means somebody's fucked up, basically, at Turo or Ocean or something.
More means just the data wasn't entered correctly. So we try to standardize
could
the
put
way
it
that
that
the
way.
data is coming across, which has been a really good model. So I'm
Okay.
excited about it.
So the
Okay.
bottom line is, once you get this and you do your report, are you trying to improve the quality of data gathering, or are you trying to help them treat the patients better?
So we're improving data gathering to support clinical research, and this kind of subset of clinical research that we're focusing on is called pragmatic research, which is based in clinical settings rather than specifically at study sites. And so the goal is to support these studies, but the studies themselves are geared toward improving treatment. So, for
So
example,
it's quality insurance, sort of.
exactly.
I understand.
You got it, Fred?
I got it.
All right.
I'm on top of this.
And is it interesting?
A little bit.
No,
Okay.
it sounds pretty cool to me.
You like it too, John? Okay.
It sounds pretty cool.
It sounds like it's essential.
It's something I would never personally do because it would
You
make
don't
my
have a
head
degree-
spin.
You don't have a degree in. We don't have a degree in science either, Kristin.
I don't. I've kind of decided too late that I didn't want to do law and that I am interested in more of the
Right.
informatics, computer science components. So I've been
What'd
kind of learning
you
it
do
myself.
in undergrad?
Psychology?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I don't get
not
it.
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just kind of a late decision as to
I'll
what my
say.
interest was.
And you
so
just happen to be good at it.
I like it.
It's
I
good
don't know
to
if
find
That's
it's
something
important.
that you're good
conducive.
at.
Well,
Right,
it's
you
important to
stumble
find something you like, right?
True. That's what they say.
right? I mean, right? Isn't that they say that?
That's the secret.
If you
apparently,
enjoy
is
what
to
you do,
finding
you never work a
job.
day in your life, right? It's sort of the.
Right.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
And if you can make money at it.
Well, they
the
say
other problem.
not to worry about that. Although
That the
that
money
doesn't
will
not
show
worrying
up.
about that doesn't pay the rent.
Allegedly, if you just do what you really love and stick with it, the money will turn up at some point.
It does.
It does.
When does
How
that
long
happen?
does that
I'm
take
curious.
for it? Yeah.
Took
You and
me,
I are both wondering the same thing.
44 years for that to happen.
44.
I'm 52 now, so it's been happening for 8 years.
So you're making a lot of money in the last 8 years out
Sure.
of being a musician.
I don't really musish.
Okay.
What do you do?
Let's go back
Now,
to
what do you
square
do?
one.
I'm so
Yeah,
confused.
what do I do?
I don't know. You want to find? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
tell
hang
me.
on,
You have a
guys.
bio.
Definitely don't read my bio. Let's see what you got.
Yours is fantastic.
No.
P.H. Fred is a New Orleans writer, entertainer, and raconteur. Which one of those is making any money?
Oh, the raconteuring, yeah.
Okay.
I'm on a raconteur right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I might do a raconteur of England with Duhon next year.
And P.H. Fred is currently playing with a band called the Round Pregs, P-R-E-G-S. That used to be the Round Pegs. So I guess this is a joke on someone being
The
pregnant.
singer's pregnant.
The singer's pregnant.
Oh, good.
Your friend Tiffany, she's pregnant.
My friend Tiffany.
I think you're the
Must
fault.
be a good friend.
I don't think. Do I?
She used to call your show when she was like 13
Oh,
years old.
Tiffany, she's my girlfriend. Really.
Yes, your girlfriend.
She was my listener on the Zephyr back in the day.
Oh,
and
nice.
She would call me up, but yeah. How old is she now? Like about,
30?
Yeah, that's terrible. That was too many years ago. So who got her knocked up, Fred?
Her husband, I hope.
Okay.
Yeah, what?
And-
That's unknown as well.
Yeah. When is the big day for Mrs.
End of September,
Tiffany.
beginning of October.
Okay.
Is this
so-
her first?
It's her third.
Oh, she's no problem.
I see. She's figured out
In
what's
and out,
causing
boom.
it then. So, I think anything is I cannot hear myself at all.
I can't hear myself either.
You can't hear something.
How about now?
I enjoy
yeah,
it.
went
I
away.
don't know.
Now it's back.
It's
I don't
back.
know what
but
is going on.
You know what
with
it
the
sounds
sound.
like? No, that didn't help.
Sounds like.
It's a lot of distortion.
So you got the number 3 with fries.
Yeah.
I got a.
Table 3,
Rally.
fries are ready. Table 3, fries are ready.
It
Yeah.
really is a little
It
disturbing.
does.
I can't hear anything. Can you hear anything?
I can't hear from your mic.
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
And was my
It's,
mic on even?
No, I think it's just some weird. I think you're right, though. It is.
That's
it
the
is sort of-
drive-through window. Who had
It
the
is the
drive-through window
drive-through
at
window.
rallies?
Yeah.
the buffered
You ever
burger.
go to rallies and try and talk to them?
I'm sorry, the ice cream machine's broken.
We don't have any more pies. Pies aren't on the menu anymore.
I can't even understand what they're saying at rallies.
At least they don't say you missed breakfast by 3 minutes.
Oh yeah.
No, they
don't
stopped
say
doing
that
that at
anymore.
McDonald's.
Yeah,
Now they
yeah.
serve breakfast all day.
Thank
apparently.
God.
You want fries with that? No.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that the largest company in the world took all that time to figure out that people want
Well,
Yeah.
they had to
egg
serve.
McMuffin.
They had
Yeah.
to serve like billions.
Yeah.
It just now. Have you read the sign recently?
Exactly.
Because I noticed it. Just says billions served. They don't even. They can't even guesstimate.
Well,
I want to see a number. I want to see the number going up. 10 billion, 500 million. Blah, 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 blah. You just keep rolling and rolling.
What did they used to do?
They
used
should
to-
spend money on that.
They used to put up one at a time. Did they? Eventually.
What about
originally?
if they could streamline this and through the power of the internet on your receipt, it could tell you what number.
What
Yeah.
number
Ooh,
hamburger
yeah.
you are?
Yeah.
That would
worldwide.
Yeah. Order number
be good. Yeah.
umpteen billion.
Yeah.
It's a genius idea.
It would be
actually.
genius and sad.
Yeah.
Big data.
Yeah.
As
is
opposed
data.
to medium data.
That is
yeah,
big data.
Big data.
That's
That'd be
big
big
data.
data.
Is-
Big
Right.
data, yeah.
Hey, so who funds your
Which is
operation?
You know,
Such a
there's somebody.
confusing
There's
term.
somebody who knows.
Oh, yeah.
There's someone in a room who just every day is like, oh, God, another 500,000. of that." You know, someone counts that.
Yeah, someone's got to
Do
know
the
how
standard
Yeah.
deviation, and we're in business. Yeah,
Yeah, someone's got to know.
What?
Hey, listen, John.
that's a little data humor.
Yes,
People
I
ask
like
me.
it.
Standard
People ask me
deviation.
what sort of music you play.
Why would they do that?
I don't know because people are saying, you know, who is that
Everyone
guy?
wants to put you in a box.
Yeah, I describe you as the New Orleans Dean Martin.
I like that.
How do you describe yourself?
That sounds awesome.
You would go with
I'm gonna
that?
go with that.
Let's just go with that then. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Except not as cool without as good a voice with songs that don't add up.
And you're not dead.
And I'm not dead.
but other than
But
that,
I could be dead.
But do you have a
One
rat pack?
day.
Do you have a whole rat pack with you?
No, those went out in the 80s. I stopped wearing mine then.
But you look kind of Dean Martin-like,
That's cool.
Dean Martin-esque.
Yeah, Dean Martin-esque.
Yeah, don't you think?
I need the
Kristin?
tux, the drink, and the cigarette. You know?
Well, you sound like that when you sing. The songs sound like that.
Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that.
Like
Don't you think?
Django meets Dean Martin.
Django Reinhardt meets Dean
Yeah.
Martin. That's a
You're
very
Django Martin.
Django Martin.
Or
Jarton.
Dean Reinhardt.
Yeah.
Dean Reinhardt is
Dean
better.
Reinhardt's a
Reinhardt.
pretty strong porn name, actually.
Yeah, that is.
That could be a good
It
porn
is.
name.
Yeah.
You'd
We'll
have to
have to check
speak with
the
a
data
German
on that one
accent,
and
I
see.
think, though.
So where the hell were we?
Well, we
was
went
I
from
was talking
McDonald's
about you
to
being a singer.
Dean Martin.
I was
We
talking
went
about
from.
you being
I
a-
think McDonald's to Dean Martin is
Talking
perfect
about
for me.
The Dean Martin. That you look like Dean Martin. That's why I was saying to Kristin, don't you think he looks sort
Yes.
of like Dean Martin?
Yes.
Wow,
And no one's ever told you that.
not yet.
Really?
Just now.
So okay. Oh, so I was thinking, what about playing something for us?
Oh, I could do that.
What are you thinking of
yeah.
playing?
That sounds
I
marvelous.
think I could
Yeah.
do that.
What do you
Should I
think
try
of-
that?
Yeah, try it.
Do it.
Should I get a
You have
guitar then?
here.
I didn't
You go
bring one, but
grab
I
a
can
guitar.
go. If
I'll
you'd
keep
like
these
me
guys
to.
talking till you get back.
So what does his biography say about him?
around.
Okay, listen to this. You want to hear some of the bio?
Yes, well, tell
Okay.
us more about Mr.
Okay, well,
Roniger.
this is one of the most
Oh, don't
bizarre.
read that bio.
This is one of the most bizarre bios of all time, either. Okay.
Nice. What do you got?
I think I should make you play something before I read this, because don't you think? Read that. It's bizarre, isn't it?
That's the
Who
one
wrote
you want to
this?
read for sure.
Oh,
I
should I
don't know
read the
who
first
I don't know
sentence?
who authorized
I'll read
that,
the
but it
first
was
sentence.
some kind of.
Jon Roniger is to New Orleans what Dante is to the Inferno's paradise. Any clue on that one?
I know.
Who
I
wants
keep
to take
reading.
that sentence. Kristen?
I don't have enough data
Stump.
to
No.
analyze
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Uh-uh.
Stumped on that? I
It's
can
a
go on.
hypothesis with no data.
That's the perfect bio. You can stop right there.
So you went with-
Everyone is we're
everyone's-
hanging in the mystic. I think we should leave it there.
I'll leave it there if you want.
Can you not
It's
hear
your
me?
bio,
Can
but
you
the
hear me
next-
now?
Yeah, the next sentence is pretty good too, but I'm going to... Shall I read one more for you?
Please.
Read whatever
Okay,
you want.
okay.
I'm the one that authorized this to be
Did you-
released to the world.
Who wrote this? Did you pay
I-
someone to write this?
Of course not.
Okay, you wrote this.
No, I did not write that.
Someone wrote it for free. We can help you with this, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean? It's like the best bio that's ever been written.
It is pretty interesting. He thrives, this is they're talking about John,
Yeah.
he thrives and gets his energetic sustenance from the visceral underbelly, swooning in the pastels and watercolors of the ever-changing canvas of the Nola Hurricane.
There's participles in that sentence.
There's
No
mixed
gerunds.
There's
And
mixed
not
metaphors.
dangling ones.
Right.
Not
Right.
dangling
Participles.
participles. They're well-placed participles.
Yeah.
What's a participle?
I was told there'd be no
It's the
English.
ing form of the verb that used like an adjective as opposed to a noun. Which
Right.
would be the
The
gerund.
dangling.
So there's
Yeah.
a gerund, and there's no gerunds in
Wait,
the
dangling
sentence,
participle. Dangling is a participle, right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
but- Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
But it's an undangling
Did I
participle.
get into a roundtable of educators and smart
It's a
people?
well-connected
You
participle.
sent me to the wolves.
I was trying to
It
tell you.
is not
Everyone's
cool,
stupid on the
man.
show,
We get
but,
a
you know,
supine
you haven't
though,
got
I'm
to
That
get
is
the
so
one-
uncool.
You happen to get the one with bright people on.
I know. Well, you know what? Never do that again.
But these people can help.
No, I don't want
Do
any
you
help.
need this improved, or you want to just keep
No,
it
no.
like
If
that?
anything, I want it deproved. Whatever-
Deproved.
Yeah, not improved.
Okay, like-
but
He wants you to dangle
unimproved.
his participle.
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of like it because I don't know what it means. It's kind of like yours,
Exactly.
Kristen. It's like so
Dense.
it's
It's
beguiling.
dense.
You
Yeah.
don't know what to think of somebody
Yeah.
when you don't know what the hell they're talking about. You know, you
Yeah.
just look at them and go, "Well, that guy's a nice-looking guy."
I don't know what he's saying.
Or look at those earrings.
It's like
Yeah.
beguiling
You're not
and
really-
bedazzled, and I'm waiting for like Dudley Moore to say, "Julie Andrews," and we could all be saved.
Okay.
The old folks get that, but
I don't get that.
never mind.
I know who
Go
you're
away.
talking about, but I only know 10.
Okay.
So we
10
got
was Dudley Moore. That was a great movie.
fantastic movie.
Julie Andrews wasn't in that, was she?
No, she was not.
What's Dudley Moore got to do with Julie Andrews?
Oh, whenever he was dealing with the devil and he wanted to get away, his safety word was Julie Andrews. It was a safe word.
What movie
In
is
what
it?
film?
Bedazzled. The original Bedazzled.
Dazzled. Did you see that?
Didn't I
It was
missed
later redone with
What's her face and what's his face?
yeah, those 2. Play a song, sir.
They were great.
Oh.
Okay, John, what are you playing?
I don't know now. I don't know.
Some Dean Martin-y, Django-y.
No, I'll do a song called "Fishing for Stars," which I'm sure you won't be able to hear. Maybe everyone should go to the bar. I could just do this for the. I could just do this, for the podcast, and you guys could be drinking. All right, here we go. I should do that. I'm now sitting on the edge of the moon, just fishing for stars, dangling our feet in the clouds and skipping stones from here to Mars, moving at the speed of love. Space cadets marooned are fishing for stars on the edge of the moon. It's Dean Martin, baby. Skipping, dipping out in the Milky Way, gravity done left town. Oh, and Bill Haley and the Comets are the best damn man in a Neptune town. When we kiss up here, forever lasts all afternoon, fishing for stars on the edge of the moon. Oh, and I traverse the universe to blast off with you. You're my intergalactical heartache, and I keep my hands off of your celestial body. Who brought the? We could use a little like a trombone solo right here. What do you got?
I missed mine. But it would go something like.
And Aurora Borealis, Mr. Andrew Duhon on trombone solo. Aurora Borealis, did dancing in your eyes. I'm gonna bet you all the rings around Saturn that the planets are gonna align tonight here in Cincinnati in this seedy motel room, fishing for stars on the edge of the moon. Oh yeah, we're fishing for stars now out on the edge of the moon. Oh yeah, we're going fishing. We're going fishing. We're going fishing. We're going fishing for stars.
There he is, Mr. Jon Roniger. I got to tell you, of all the things in the world that are difficult to do, like whatever your job is, sitting here at a table, shoulder to shoulder with 3 or 4 or 5 people staring at you, an inch away and playing, has got to be one of the most difficult things you can imagine.
It is awkward.
Unnerving, isn't it?
It's awkward. It's awkward. It's way back when I would do shows at the Neutral Ground many moons ago, and like my grandmother would show up. Mm-hmm. That was as awkward as this. Mm. It'd be my mother and my grandmother. It's and like 4 people.
What happens when you look out in the audience? I mean, this is unnerving because you're right. We're right on top of you.
You are. For those of you who are only listening and can't see, they're literally sitting on top of me in my lap. It's uncomfortable.
I must say, it is. I mean, you do it every week, Andrew. When I watch people sit here and do it, it's really. I take my hat off to you.
I think it's what people like John and I kind of live for, though. You're like, you're writing these things, and you don't just want to write them for yourself. You want to share them. So this, I think I'm less intimidated by the people around this table who understand that there's a song at the radio show than I am about that couple over there having their appetizer and realizing, oh, that guy over there is playing guitar in the restaurant I'm trying to have a meal at. When that's unexpected delivery.
That's the story of the gig.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's some gigs you show up and there are literally people waiting for you to start, and there's some gigs you show up and they're literally wondering why the hell you're there.
Mm-hmm. And why aren't you shutting up?
Yeah. Right.
When are you going to be done?
Mm-hmm. Man, I tell you
usually it's the other band doing that going.
Well, and this was a phenomenon that happened in the last 15 years for sure, but I noticed that this one gig I was playing in Tucson, and I'm sure you've noticed this, when you're doing like the cafe tours and you get on those kind of things, and it was this first time it became just unbelievably apparent to me. There was 150 people in this cafe. It was huge. It was like this. Every table was packed. There was conversation zero, because everyone was on their laptop with their headphones. Oh, yeah. And I was sitting there playing in the corner, getting paid well. So the management or the owner wanted me there, but no conversation, no one listening.
No interaction.
And it was the most bizarre thing. Right. And then once, in this one song, I happened to catch a glimpse of a guy who was on my website. So I'm sitting there like, so maybe it was working. I was confused. Like, but I'm here playing for you. You could just listen to me now, or you can go to my website.
He was looking at your website in the restaurant
with headphones on
while you were playing.
Yeah,
that's very bizarre.
That's a sad commentary.
And that was like 10 years ago. So it's
probably worse
even
now.
Worse.
Yeah.
Oh, I think way worse.
But it also
reminds my hair.
It also reminds me of that joke. How many open micers does it take to change a light bulb?
11.
1 to change the light bulb and 10 to go. How long's he been up there?
So open mic is a pretty unnerving
Yes.
experience.
Whether you're doing comedy or music or whatever.
So what happened to your comedy career, PH? Did you sort of quit doing it?
Katrina killed it. I
Katrina
do
killed it.
shows on occasion.
Nothing can be
rarely.
funnier than a Category 5 storm,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Especially when it kills your mom. So but that's another story for another time.
That was funny.
That was
Now
funny.
that's
That was
comedy.
funny.
Yeah, that was comedy.
No,
Katrina
actually,
Killed My Mom. That's a great routine.
That's the name of my book. Katrina Killed My Mom.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a book.
It's been
you
published
being
It's
already?
been,
serious?
published. It's been published. Yeah.
Really?
So Katrina Killed My Mom, and then FEMA Lost Her Body, which is part 2 of that book. So it's a trilogy. No, but anyway, I don't do much comedy since
Anxiously
Katrina.
waiting
Two.
the third.
2 is not enough for a trilogy.
you have to.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Comedy has 3s, right?
What's the third one going to be?
I don't know.
Mom Comes Back.
And
Mom
then
comes
the post
back.
office
Yeah.
lost my check.
Yeah,
Maybe
Post
so,
office, yeah. FEMA
What-
lost my check.
What happened to your mom's body, for real?
Well, after Katrina, what they did is they took all the people who died in hospitals or nursing homes, and they had to go through the system. And so she wound up in the system, and they weren't allowed to tell us where she was for like 2 or 3 weeks because it was a matter of national security. And me being the smartass, I told the people from FEMA, I said, they called me up and said, "We have your mom's body. Where should we deliver it?" And I said, "You can keep it. You've had her this long." And they go, "But we couldn't tell you. It was a matter of national security." And I go, "She's a dead Sicilian. Mafia, maybe. Al-Qaeda, I don't think so." And they got pissed off about that. So they're probably watching us through their Pokemon Go right now, even as we
Is
speak.
Pokemon Go some sort of a subversive
I have no idea.
attempt to
It's,
control
I don't
the
know,
human
but they
race?
sold like 7 million downloads of that app.
Within 5 days.
7 million.
Yeah, it's huge, but they didn't
But the
sell
thing is,
them.
it taps into your
Right,
Google,
so it's free,
taps
but it
into your
has,
Google
some
data
money
and all
has
that.
to change hands.
I don't know what the
somewhere.
money
I don't
did.
know.
I think the money thing is you can buy stuff inside the app. Like you can
weird.
buy.
What does it cost, the app?
I think the
nothing.
app's free.
The app is free.
Oh, the app is free, but it costs...
But the thing is, when you log onto the app, it logs all your Google data.
Right,
it goes into your
sure.
mail. It goes into your contacts.
Yeah,
it goes everything.
yeah.
Knows where you live.
Yeah.
Are you serious? It goes into your mail?
It goes into your Google. Any Google attached account, it has access to.
And then Nintendo owned. Are you serious?
Yes.
Every single person who's playing that game walking
They
around
have
the
their
streets
they have your
looking for these-
information.
Are you kidding? Does Google own Nintendo?
They're connected. The two companies are connected.
Does anyone know that except you, PH Fred? Are you
It was
sure?
on NPR and all that. People
Yeah.
were talking
Wow.
about what's the behind the.
So it's a data collection. Here we go. Don't put the guitar away yet. Keep it on because I have to
You
get
might-
you to play something for me.
You might play behind
I
me.
need you to play behind me while I read these commercials. That'd be great, John. Thanks. Jon Roniger supplies the music today here on Happy Hour while we just thank these people who made today's show possible. Thank you to Uber. We're coming back in a minute, by the way, with plenty more of this. But Uber says this. If you find yourself a few drinks in and you need a ride home, Uber is the smartphone app that connects you with a ride at the tap of a button. It's safe. It's easy. It's reliable. You can request a ride home and a car comes directly to you. It's an app. It's a free app, the same as the Pokemon Go. Your driver knows exactly where to go, and payment is completely cashless wherever you're headed. Count on Uber for a ride. You don't need a reservation, and if you've never tried Uber before, you can download the app for nothing at the Google Play Store or the iPhone App Store, and when you do download it, you'll see there's a promotions section there. If you write the words Happy Hour NOLA in the promotions code, you'll get $20 off of your first ride on Uber. Thanks to the Basics Swim and Gym, where you can get a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout and yoga clothes with style. You can find bikinis, John. You can find one pieces. You can find cover-ups. And everything you need for beach and poolside at Basics Swim and Gym, which is right across from the lingerie store, Basics underneath.
Lingerie.
On Magazine Street near Jefferson Avenue. And further down Jefferson Avenue, you can find a store called May's Guitar and Sisters in Christ record shop, where you'll find thousands of records and books and a huge array of vintage guitars, vacuum tube amplifiers, and effects pedals from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Whether you've never picked up a guitar in your life or you've been playing forever. How old was your mom, by the way, PH Fred?
82.
82. If you've never picked up a guitar in your life or you've been playing forever, you'll find a gem at May's Guitar on Magazine Street. It's just 3 blocks on the downtown side of Jefferson Avenue on the riverside of the
Wait,
street.
what? Where is this place?
It's on Magazine Street,
Uh-huh.
just down from Jefferson Avenue a couple of blocks on the riverside of the street,
I've never-
opposite
I've
T.
never-
Eva's Praline place. They
I've
have
never seen
guitars.
it.
It's
Yeah.
pretty new. The guitars and records.
very
Yeah,
new.
it's very cool. I tell you who runs
Wait,
the
what
guitar
is it
section
called?
of it. James Hayes from the Lovey Doveys. You know him? He's a great guy. Have you been in there yet?
Haven't been.
Andrew?
I'd like to.
PH Fred, have you been into May's Guitars? Sure. Check it out.
No, he is
Thanks
not been there
to
yet.
Hangover Destroyer, the only all-natural product medically proven to prevent a hangover. If you go to the Hangover Destroyer website, it's called hdestroyer.com, and you write happy hour on the coupon code, you'll get 30% off of Hangover Destroyer. So you too can seize the dawn. Thank you very much to the aforementioned. Is that how we say it legally? Kristin, the aforementioned?
The what?
Thank you to the aforementioned. Is that correct? Is that a gerund? Thanks, Jon Roniger.
That is correct.
PH Fred, providing good background guitar music. PH Fred, you want to play something while you have that guitar out?
Thanks,
John.
This is dedicated to the city of New Orleans and the fact that they finally
Now, okay,
legalized
let's
weed.
stop. Can we just stop it right there? Why do you say New Orleans?
Because I'm from France.
Why? What kind of person? There's a certain kind of person in New Orleans that says New Orleans. Do you normally say that?
Yes.
You always say.
I've lost jobs because I don't know. I don't sound like a yat.
What sort of jobs do you lost? That can't
Like
be
a
legal. by the
voiceover
way.
thing. They said I didn't know how to pronounce Louisiana and Orleans. So I was happy about that.
What do you say, New Orleans? John, New Orleans?
New Orleans.
Kristin, what do you say?
New Orleans.
Andrew?
New Orleans.
Right. But there's a certain kind of person that says New Orleans, and PH Fred is one of them.
Well, there's so many
What?
ways. There's New Orleans. There's some people throw the Y in there.
But
Some people throw the Y in
why?
there.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. New
It's
Orleans.
French.
New Orleans.
New
New
Orleans.
Orleans.
It's
New
but
Orleans.
you have to be born and raised here to say New Orleans. That's first of all. Not that everybody else isn't, except me. But
So you're saying- are you saying you're born and raised here?
Okay, I'm just going to leave this alone.
No, I like it. What do you got?
I don't
What's
know.
your theory?
I don't know. I haven't got a theory. I'd like to know what kind of a person says it.
It says New Orleans.
New
or
Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah, like PH.
I don't know. I really don't. But apparently we know one.
We know one.
Okay.
A ne'er-do-well.
I thought there'd be an explanation. Andrew, there's not one.
I got nothing.
All right, all right. You're yawning. Or jet lag still, or it's just
I think I do.
just
Yeah.
a dull conversation.
Yeah, no, I do.
Okay, PH Fred.
A
Sorry,
round
forget that
peg
question.
in a square hole. Square peg in a round hole. My car got stuck in a pothole, but there wasn't any pot in it. I need some pot. Whole lot of love stuck in a pothole. A lot of love, let's smoke some pot. Whole lot of love, I'm in a pothole. Lot of love. Well, Jethro needs a brand new toe. Decisions are left that need to be mulled. My Sharpie is kinda dull. How the fuck am I supposed to sign autographs with that? I need some pot. Whole lot of love stuck in a pothole. A lot of love, let's smoke some pot. Whole lot of love, I'm in a pothole. Lot of love. You know, two dogs wear a pair of pants. Nietzsche can, but Emmanuel can't. Jimmy Pages and Robert Plants, and John Paul starts to Jones. He needs some pot. Whole lot of love stuck in a pothole. Lot of love, let's smoke some pot. Whole lot of love, I'm in a pothole. Lot of love. You know, Rhett Butler knew Robert E. and Steven Seagal hung out with Harry Lee. Mark Twain and Geddy Lee, I'd explain that, but I'm in no rush. I need some pot. Whole lot of love stuck in a pothole. A lot of love, let's smoke some pot. Whole lot of love, I'm in a pothole. Lot of love.
PH Fred, back in form. That's the first sing-along we've had on the show for quite a while.
I think
Quite
so.
a
You know,
while.
sometimes
That was
somebody
awesome.
writes a humdinger of a melody.
Yeah.
It's just easy
Yeah.
to get along
Someone's got
with.
to come
Yeah.
in with pothole, lot of love.
That's awesome.
That is, what album is that off, Fred?
That is on Sick and Tired, the rest of Mr. Fred.
Sick and Tired.
Sick and Tired, that's my
The
new...
rest of Mr. Fred.
The rest of Mr. As opposed to the best of, it's the rest of.
That's good.
Oh,
So what's
I like
happened
that.
to your illustrated book of lyrics? I am my
That comes
own
out
mixtape.
hopefully in January.
Hopefully in January.
Hopefully in
Okay.
January.
So what's going on? You've got all the lyrics to some, a whole bunch of lyrics to your songs.
Yeah,
you're,
and,
you're
a-
illustrating it yourself?
Yeah, I doodle a lot. In fact, I painted for years, and nothing happened with it. But my doodles like show up, like my calendar is like a blank piece of paper, then I draw lines and I put days and times and all. And by the end of the week, it's like a full color illustration. And I did a gallery show recently, and they didn't want my paintings, they wanted my doodles. And since it has like what I do at different times, some of my students came to the show. One kid goes, I'm on Tuesday. Another kid goes, look, I'm on Thursday. And then one kid walked up and goes, look, I'm on there 5 days a week. And I go, that's because you're dumb. But I don't work for
Fred is
I don't,
That's
I don't
a
work for
very
her
good
anymore.
way to motivate children, I think.
Yes.
Are we on your calendar then?
Yes, you are.
Where
on my
on?
calendar. You're doodled on my new calendar.
So this is how you start every week. You have a blank,
sheet of paper.
and you draw a
I
grid.
draw a grid, 7 days and
Do you start
12
on
hours
Sunday?
down. I work 7 days a week.
So you start from Sunday. You don't go from Monday.
I start from Monday
Start
through Sunday.
Monday through Sunday. Okay.
I'm difficult like that.
That always confuses me, actually.
Starting on Sunday.
When I have to like make sure that when I'm looking at a calendar, I have to make sure which day it starts on, or it really throws the whole thing off for me.
Most of them start on a Sunday, right?
Some don't.
Some don't.
Is
Some
it an
start on
option to
Monday.
manipulate that on
I don't.
said calendars?
I don't know. I haven't looked into that.
I've never seen one that starts on anything but a Sunday.
I don't. But I don't know. Yeah.
In my head, it starts on a Monday, and on the calendar,
That's
it
the
starts
thing
on
is, I've
Sunday.
your
seen
week
them though.
starts on a
It
Monday.
depends
No,
whether it's a
this-
Judeo or a Christian calendar.
No, I think it's I think it's
Christian.
usually there's a lot of venues that have it that way for some reason. I don't know why they do that, but like I don't know why they do that. But yes, it's their start on a Monday, and I think it's because the weekend to them is their business week. Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is where they make their money, and then really Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is like
Restaurants do the same thing. Monday closed. You
yeah,
see
which
that.
I don't. I totally disagree with that. I think that's just bad policy.
Being closed on
Agreed.
Monday.
Yeah.
Where are you playing these days?
Well,
In New Orleans,
I don't
where
play
can we
anywhere on a
see
Monday
you?
because I can't find
It's
anywhere that's
closed.
open.
Wayfare's open 7 days a week.
That
No,
is
I,
true.
I play at
Wayfare's
the
open.
Marigny Brasserie every Monday night on Frenchman Street in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay, that's a good gig,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, I love that. I love a home there.
And where else? Are you somewhere every other night? Are you playing
I'm,
regular gigs every night?
Tuesdays at Kenton's from 5 to 7, doing a little
Kenton's
trio.
on Magazine Street.
Kenton's
What's
on
that
Magazine.
like? Do they feed you?
They fed us the first time because I offered to do it for free. So instead I took, in lieu of payment, I took food. But we ate so much food, they decided never to do that
That's
again.
bad. That's how they.
Yeah.
That's why they stopped buying us tons of drinks
Exactly.
here at Wayfare, because they figured out
Yeah.
pretty quick
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
we could drink a lot.
A lot.
in an afternoon.
A lot.
So, what's the food like there at Kenton's?
I think it's fantastic.
Well, you have to say that now if you're working.
I do. No, I do think it's fantastic.
What sort of place is it? It's like very fancy looking. It's on the
It
corner of
looks
what, Magazine and
fancy, but they're
Nashville
really
Street?
trying to keep it casual.
Right.
You can go in there casual.
It's fancy casual.
It's casual.
It's fashion.
Casual. How expensive is it to have dinner?
It's
there?
expensive.
We need a Venn
Okay.
diagram for
It
the
is.
data on that.
But
That's
so
what we
that's
need
what
to-
we're trying to do is bring
Just
the
saying.
happy hour in. So they bring music in to make it happier, and then offer special deals,
What are that sort of cheap? You mean cheap food?
cheaper.
Cheaper. Have
Yeah.
you been there, Kristin?
I have not been there.
Where did you go out to eat last?
Mice Arepas,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is
Oh, that's
my
excellent.
good.
favorite place ever. Yes,
I've never
if you
even
haven't
heard of
been,
that.
you
Neither
have
have
to
I.
go.
I think you're just making that word up.
There's
That's
a
what I
Banksy across
said.
the street.
Yes.
You see that? Yeah.
There's a
Yes.
what?
A Banksy, one of those street artists, world famous street artist. Banksy.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got a piece of art across the street that he
Where-
vandalized the building next door, and now it's worth millions.
Nice.
Because of
the
art.
building.
Because
Yeah.
of the graffiti.
Yeah.
Probably.
Carondelet and I'm
Clio.
Clio.
Yeah.
I don't know.
CL10,
CL10,
as they call it in
exactly.
New Orleans.
And
New
it's
Orleans.
like a Colombian.
Orleans.
They have a couple of Brazilian elements in the menu, but it's mostly Colombian, like arepas.
Like cocaine and things like
Really excellent stuff.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, the Colombian delicacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's served in an aperitif, like it's like
A cocaine
an
aperitif.
Yeah, yeah,
With a 13-year-old hooker.
yeah, yeah.
It really is good there, though, isn't it?
It's my
I
favorite.
think in Colombia they
Yeah, I
prefer
love
their
it.
hookers to be 15 and up.
Okay.
That's what I've heard.
You can serve no hooker before a time.
No.
So, Fred, what
Yes?
about the movie? They call me Mr. Fred.
The movie is finished being shot. It's in the editing phases.
Fred's been helmed the show 5 times. We figured out now, right?
Right.
And probably over the 5 years that we've been doing this.
Once a
almost.
year.
Twice
Once
a year. She books
baby.
me twice a year.
Oh,
I think.
twice a year. Okay,
Unless I have a
so-
tumor and I have to cancel.
Oh, that's right. Well, you did have the brain tumor. Oh,
I-
man, we haven't even asked you about that.
It's gone.
Last time you were here, it was gone.
It's gone. And it hasn't grown back.
The whole thing is over.
It's over.
So Fred came here one time when he just got his test results from the hospital that said he had a brain tumor. Whoops. That doesn't sound too good. What was that? And it turned out to not be a brain tumor. It turned out to be some sort of a
Some
spirochete.
growth. It was a papilloma in my. I got a song out of it.
Is that where they do
and a
the
nice
running
T-shirt.
of the bulls?
Yeah, the papilloma in Spain. I had a Spanish papilloma. Tried to gore my brain.
It was living in his head,
Yes.
using up valuable energy. So
And
that's
cutting
gone.
cutting off the air to my brain, so I wouldn't know who people were.
It
I would
does
come here, and
not
I would know
sound
you were a
good.
guitar player, but I wouldn't know your name.
That's because you had no oxygen in your brain.
I had no oxygen in my brain, so my short-term memory was like gone.
That's
I could
interesting.
tutor kids for like 2 or 3 years. I would know what we were doing because I learned algebra when I was like 14, but I had no clue who the kid was. I would just remember, we're doing algebra, you owe me money. And that was about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that went on for 2 years, and now, my short-term memory's coming back.
Serves you right for running
Who
with
does
the Bulls,
data?
I mean,
man.
that's sort of
you,
unbelievable.
You, Duhon, you're Roniger, you're...
Yeah.
And Kehoe's somewhere wandering around.
Do you feel better now that you've got your brain back, or was it better before?
I don't
Like
know.
being
With
high?
the election going on, I wish I didn't have my brain.
Oh, because kind of being high and out of it is better than.
No.
Yeah.
Well, which is why I don't watch the news ever.
I'm with you.
And I'm happy. I'm so much like I stopped like 2 years ago. I really. It's
Is it
like,
better? You-
Ignorance is bliss. You're not
Oh,
knowing
it's
what's going
so
on.
much better. Like when I get the occasional blip because there's Facebook, and then I walk through. My wife might have the news on, but I really try and run as quickly as I can because it's always the same thing. I mean, you can go any day, any week, any time. You walk through to the news for 2 minutes. It's the same news.
You can pick it up in a couple of years and you haven't missed anything.
It won't be. It'll be the
Yeah.
same thing.
How long
Yeah.
have you been married?
10 years.
10. Wow.
Yeah.
How
What's
did
your
you-
anniversary?
June 10th.
I'm just checking.
See that? I got
Hey,
that.
that's
You
good.
got that.
Just
Oh,
had an
got
anniversary.
money, bruh.
So how did you guys meet in the first place?
I was her personal trainer.
Okay.
She asked me out.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were a personal trainer as well
Yeah.
as a Dean
I
Martin
was conflicted.
sound-alike.
I was conflicted too when she asked me out. My roommate at the time
What
said,
was the
"Dude, you're a
conflict?
trainer. It's your job to go out with your clients." I was like, "Oh, you're right."
Where were you
I forgot-
training?
I forgot
Where were you
about
training
that.
people? Here?
No, this is in San Francisco at a gym called Gorilla.
Gorilla.
It was actually a really cool gym. This one.
So how long did you do that for?
Not long. The hours suck. 2 years.
2 years is quite a while for a job
Yeah,
that
it
sucks.
was terrible. Yes, because I was playing music every night, and then people like to train like between like 4:30 and 9, and then like 5 and 9. It's terrible. It's worst hours on the planet.
Not only is it the weird hours, but they would be two jobs that are pretty polar opposite, I would think.
Yes, I didn't sleep for like a long time. I went crazy.
But you don't expect people to be sitting around singing and, drinking and then being physical trainers. Doesn't seem like the same kind of person.
This
that's
was
pretty
when I,
unusual, right?
Why do you have to put him in
no.
a box, Grant? Why
Yeah.
can't he just be
Yeah,
his own
that's
man?
right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Didn't you read
No,
my
because
bio,
Duhon.
bruh? You read the bio, right?
Well, I didn't get the thing about the physical trainer,
You
though.
read the bio, right, man?
Is there physical training in the bio? I don't think so.
No.
But that is unusual. That's an unusual combination of personalities to be able to be a suave entertainer and a jock.
Well,
Seems
it's
to
what
me.
makes it difficult is the suave part. Entertaining is easy, but being a suave is.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
closest I get to suave is shampoo. That's about
Yeah.
it.
You can imagine Ted Nugent being a personal trainer. So,
No.
no?
Loincloth
I try not
and
to
bow and
imagine
arrow, I
Ted
don't-
Nugent ever
Well,
doing anything.
if you had to imagine someone as a personal trainer, it wouldn't be Dean Martin, put it that way, or Frank Sinatra.
No,
Right.
it wouldn't be.
Right.
It'd be Joey
That's
Bishop.
what I'm getting at.
Be Joey Bishop. I
They
guess.
could be personally training you on how to
That's
like
for you.
how to drink and smoke and swoon.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like the same person. So what was her line to you? Do you want to go get a cup of coffee?
Yeah, she said you. Oh no, she actually asked me to the symphony.
Oh,
She
that's
knew.
nice.
It was very
That's
nice.
pretty sophisticated.
But I was yeah, it's good.
That is great.
It
Did
worked
she
out
normally
great.
go to the symphony, or did she cook this up? As
Well,
a date
no,
idea?
this was So here was the thing.
Yeah.
So it was about a year after I had gotten sober. So I've been in sobriety now for a long time, and because when you check into rehab, they take all your stuff and your mojo. It's part of what they take.
Right.
It's like they go through your things and they give you cartons of cigarettes and then take your mojo.
Oh, you get cigarettes. You're allowed to smoke cigarettes.
Oh yes, and
You're
candy.
encouraged.
So everyone in
You're
rehab,
gonna
their
need
top
these.
drawer of their dresser is cigarettes and candy. That's literally
Okay.
No mojo.
No mojo.
No mojo. You can't find that anywhere in any drug and alcohol rehabilitation center.
So
But
everybody's
so
like a
anyway, she
zombie.
asked me out, and I of course said, "Yeah, that sounds great. I think I can find some folks to go with, and we'll all go. That sounds great." She said, "No, it's a date, me and you, to the symphony." I was like, "Oh, a date. Shit. Forgot about those."
You hadn't been on a date for a while since you got sober.
I'm not a dater. I didn't really date.
Right.
Ever since
It
they
was-
took your mojo, you mean?
Well, no, when I had my mojo,
You still didn't
San
date?
Francisco was is not. You don't have to date there.
Oh.
You can literally just
Walk around and you run into it.
basically.
Yeah.
Yes, it's 2-to-1 heterosexual female to heterosexual male.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like standing there
Shooting
for
fish in a
long
barrel.
enough. Just stand. I played last man standing. If I just stood at the bar long enough, eventually I would be taken home.
Yep.
So this
So I
is
didn't
why
date.
women are. This is why women are asking people.
That's why they
men
run
out in the
from
gym.
me. They run from me now.
That's why they're
'cause
asking
they
you out
know
in the
that.
gym. Because it's hard to find a straight guy.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. Yeah.
Who's a singer, entertainer.
Yeah, he must be
Rico
straight.
Suave type guy. Who's
Yeah.
a workout guy. That would be pretty
Yeah.
rare, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Although in most gyms in San Francisco, you would think the opposite. He's in the gym. He's probably not straight. So it was a real shot in the dark.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did
It
any
worked,
guys
though.
hit on you while you were there?
Oh yeah. But it's San Francisco.
I mean, in the gym.
They're doing the same thing. It's just shots
So
in the
just
dark.
people
They're
just
like
hitting on
friends
you
like-
constantly.
Constantly.
So
Not me
what a great gig.
particularly,
Oh, not
but just
you
like
only,
it's just
okay.
it's like an orgy fest out there. I mean, it really is.
Sounds
Like,
Orgy
great.
fest.
it is. No, it's an orgy. and
Why
a
would
fest.
anybody leave? Why did you come back?
'Cause, yeah, that ended.
The orgy
That-
fest ended?
Even
Yeah.
the orgy fest
Ran out
has
of
to come
lube?
to an
What-
end.
No,
what
the
happened?
tech business killed the orgy.
Okay.
It really did. It's
The
not
tech
good.
business killed the orgy, really?
It did. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Don't those tech
I'm just
people like
telling
to
you what
party and
happened.
have
Internet
I don't
sex?
know why
porn?
it happened.
What? I have no idea.
I don't know. I think they were more concerned with tech than they were with
Sex.
getting laid. Yeah, it's
Really?
weird. Yeah, I think it's weird.
Well, they're not human.
No, they're not.
That's
They're
what
not
happens when you
human.
get your mojo taken off you.
No.
You just want to play
But that was back
Pokemon.
when there's humanity. So they'd be like, you drink too much, you do too many drugs.
We're gonna-
We'll figure out a way to get all that out of you, and
And we'll
we'll
take your
also
mojo.
take the mojo.
All right.
There's a song in this. Have you written the song? They've taken my mojo. We should
No,
write-
I haven't
we should
written
write
that exact song,
But
but
we
no,
should write
we
that.
should write that.
The three of us should write
What
that.
were you in rehab for?
And you can
What-
get some data.
were you doing drugs or alcohol?
Oh, yeah,
Mix
yeah,
everything.
It was actually, I would probably still be drinking had it not been for cocaine. That is a mean mother. It'll take you down.
That's what fucked you up. If you
Yeah,
could have got
cocaine
off that, you could have stayed.
Yeah, but
Drinking
yeah,
and-
yeah. I mean, it was.
This is even more bizarre of a story. So you became a workout guy after you gave up.
No, I was still working out then.
You-
I like exercise. Kind of like I think it's kind of always. I like exercise.
So you managed to do all these three things at once: be totally fucked up,
Yeah.
be a workout guy,
Yeah, workout
a personal
guy.
trainer.
Yeah, but I'm not like
And an
ripped buff
entertainer at
like
night.
dude. I'm just like a workout dude. Clearly.
Well, you got a job doing it though. You have to have some
Yeah, but
ability.
no. There's
Anyone
Just
can
watch
do
other
it.
people work out.
exactly.
Tell them they're doing
and
a
tell
great
them
job.
what to do. Yeah.
Ah, could anyone do that?
You say things like this. You got 5 more in you.
One more, give it to me. Come on, you got it. Great job.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're a leader, really. You're
I'm a leader.
More
I'm
of
a
a leader
leader.
type.
I'm a leader.
Okay,
That's metric.
it's another metric. Andrew, before we go, you have to
I'm a
play
yard.
something for us. What do you think?
I don't know. We might be out of time.
No, we
right?
got time. We got time. Andrew's been gone for
We'll just
a
edit
month.
out the part in the middle where the show is.
Oh yeah, we have a few minutes to take out here earlier on, so we can.
What's that on your arm?
Oh, this is it's a sketching of a dancer that I
Where's-
really
Oh,
like.
yeah, okay.
Is
It
that
looks
Where's
like
your feet?
tweezers from the
Where's
side,
your-
dancer
oh,
from
no, I
the.
That's
like
the
it.
bottom. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
is that a tattoo?
It is a tattoo. It's just a drawing that
It's
I've
a
always really
doodle.
liked.
It's a doodle.
It's not my drawing, somebody else's, but
It's super cool.
It's a
thank
dancer.
you. I like it.
Yeah, just come in here a little
Oh.
tiny bit. That's it. That's cool. It kind of goes with your earring. Were you a
It's
ballet
actually
dancer?
made out of bicycle
When did
tires.
you start dancing hip hop and
When
the
I
other
was
interests you
5.
have? Really?
Yeah, I started with breakdancing.
Sweet. With the mat? You'd break out the mat
Yes.
with the boombox
or the
and go for
cardboard.
it?
Yes.
Put it on your head?
Yeah. At the time, yes, I do not anymore. But yeah,
So
I
hip-
just
that's
really
pretty
like that
cool.
style
Hip
of
hop
dance.
dancing was popular when you were 5.
Yes, well, breakdancing was more popular then, so that was the specific.
I'm trying to peg the era. Do you know the decade? Can
no,
you
I
peg the
would guess
decade?
that would
The
be.
80s, late 80s, early 90s?
It would be mid 80s, like
Mid-80s.
85, 86.
Where
Yeah.
were you?
New York.
It must have been big in New York.
It was big in New York.
Yeah.
I lived in the right outside the city, but it was
They were the times when you would see in New York City, these guys would put down a piece of cardboard on the sidewalk and
Yeah.
spin around on
yes,
their back on
I
their
used to
heads.
bring one to school.
You did.
You brought
Not
your
a
own
popular
cardboard.
phase, yeah.
Can you
totally.
spin on your head and all that stuff?
I could. I cannot
You
now.
could do
I
that.
tried recently. It was not good.
You did try. Had you had a couple of
Not
drinks?
good. I had a couple drinks, which was not that relevant, but
Not relevant.
You know, I think it's
So-
coming back.
It is, and it's huge in Germany right now.
Everything's
I
huge in
know,
Germany.
Big in
I
Germany.
know.
Breakdance.
I can't hear the word huge without thinking of Donald Trump, though.
Yeah, but this
The
is actually
overemphasized
huge,
hate
not
Versus
huge.
huge.
Yeah, this is a different thing.
Yes, exactly.
He says that?
That's one of that and bigly are his two favorite words.
Bigly.
Bigly.
He's
Big
got
league.
he's got a great brain.
He does?
That's so he says.
Oh, he says, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's 50-50. He's going to be the president now, so might as well get used to it.
That is where we've come to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you shouldn't watch the
Really
news
interesting.
anymore.
I
Yeah.
know. That's why I don't.
Well, how are you going to avoid this for the next few months, though? This can be a total shit show from
it
now
does
on,
make
and
you want to watch. It does make you want
It's
to
like
watch.
a car
co-
crash. I want to watch it.
I do. I think I'll
It's
watch
also
the
important.
debates. If you want to call them that, it'll be more like it's more like I don't know, reality TV with dire consequences.
It's
I
like a
would hate
fight
to be
on
Hillary
the
Clinton at this
playground
point.
yard.
I look forward
With two
more
people who
than
can't speak English.
the combination of every sporting event that I've ever had the anticipation of watching. I look forward to watching the debate with beer and popcorn and whiskey and
Wow.
It'll be
You
like
know,
you're gonna
Oscars
need
It's gonna
night.
be
I think
really
people will
special.
have debate
Yeah, right.
parties.
Yeah.
It
yeah,
really
oh
will.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, for sure. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But he's such a masterful takedown person.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
No matter
No,
what
no.
her
It's
qualities
it's
are.
like academia's got nothing on
Right.
shit
Right.
show.
Exactly.
Right.
You know?
But I think
It's gonna
that's
be
the best
amazing.
part. Like if you can just get under his skin for 1 second,
Yeah.
it'll be the global unraveling.
Oh, you think that's the key to winning
I
a debate?
think so.
to-
With him,
Okay.
you literally just like tell him he's got small feet and it's all over. He'll
Oh yeah,
just
crumbling.
But
I
have
have very big feet. You want to see my feet? I'll
have
take
we
my
ever,
shoes off.
have we
She
ever
started it.
seen that, though? Did he ever do that during the primaries? Did he?
Yes, they
lose
got
it?
in a debate
About the
who
size of
had
his
a
hands.
bigger who had
Wiener,
bigger hands,
yeah.
and we all
But
know
did
what
it-
that means.
Did he lose it, though, over that?
Oh,
I mean, did he
had a
freak
conniption
out?
fit. He
He
had a
did?
conniption,
Oh, okay.
yes.
Yeah, but the thing is, he was going up against that was the parade of crazy.
Yeah, that's when there were 17 people up there or
Right.
something.
It was real. That was a good time. Actually.
I
That
don't
was
think
fun.
Hillary's going to be able to tell him anything. I don't think she can get under his skin. Do you? What can she say?
I think she should just
Everything-
run over and
it's-
take
what would
his
you-
payoff.
what would
She's
you
a
advise
woman running for president. He cannot fathom that. That is out of his scope of
Of wheelhouse. yeah.
fathomation.
Fathomation, yeah.
Another gerund.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Are you-
really,
No.
but not
Oh, that's not a gerund.
Fathomation.
Yeah.
Fathomation
Fathomation
is a gerund.
would be a
Okay.
gerund.
It's got to end in ing and be a
Yeah,
what? An
yeah.
adjective?
ING
a noun.
used as a noun, as a
It's an
gerund.
ing as a noun as a gerund.
And then an
Wait,
ing is
what?
an adjective is a participle. But in Latin, an ing noun that's used like an adjective is a gerundive.
Oh,
Or
for
sometimes a
God's sake.
supine.
Wow.
Or an ablative absolute, and English could be a nominative
I
absolute.
thought
But we're not going to
supine was a
diagram
way
it.
of lying.
It is, because that part of the sentence lies by itself. It doesn't belong with the rest.
Okay.
I will diagram your
That's
ass,
some data
okay?
we
I will
collect.
Yeah.
Supine
Yeah.
blood pressure. What's your position?
Supine blood pressure.
Yeah.
Andrew's got
I've
a
played
song
with
called
them.
that, I
They were
think.
good.
That's the one we're about to hear. I
We
hope.
did Lollapalooza in
It's a
83.
little thing I wrote called
I'm still
Supine
working
blood
on that
pressure.
one.
Okay, what do you got?
I think I'm just gonna play my little tune that I wrote in London. You know, after getting back from across the pond, play one that reminds me of back there. Though it's good to be back home. This one goes like this. Well, I'm dodging London puddles. Still I'm soaked to the socks. This bus coming is the one I need, but this ain't where that bus stops. Oh, I'm turned around downtown. I'm drowning on the sidewalk. And if you stand still at the station, you're in someone else's way. Everybody's got a place to go, and everybody's late. Oh, the heart of these big cities, well, they grow a little cold for my taste. But the small towns that surround London, they're just a train ride away. And you can get your bearings there in half a day's time. And all the people will say hi, and where you trying to go today? And Did you say you were from New Orleans? Well, that's a place I always wanted to see. All the small towns that surround London, that's where I go to get away when I feel the time start to get away from me. Oh, well, that London city center holds the riches of the Queen and 1,000 other priceless things that you ain't never seen. But in the small towns around London, all the riches come for free. You catch a smile from an old man, make a new friend at the newsstand, trade accents with the girls at the cafe. Spend an evening, spend an hour, I bet £1 to your dollar that you'll stay. All the small towns that surround London, it's just a train ride away, and you can get your bearings there in half a day's time. And all the people will say hi, and where you trying to go today? And did you say you were from New Orleans? Well, that's a place I always wanted to see. All the small towns that surround London, that's where I go to get away when I feel the time start to get away from me. Oh, when I feel the time start to get away from me.
Andrew Duhon,
Thanks,
back. That's a nice song. You guys? Yeah, John, go on.
No, what are those pickups you have in there? What do you got?
I got a couple. So this is kind of like my my default traveling guitar. So I've got a. They're both magnetic actually, which I'm going to change very soon. But the one that I really like is the. It's an old DeArmond pickup. I don't remember the model on it, but it's great for slide. Mm-hmm. And if you want to kind of electrify and get some sort of a distorted sound, kind of.
But you have two outs. You have an out for each one.
I have two jacks. Yeah. So
cool.
You know, it's the thing of like convincing yourself to drill two holes in the back of a guitar. But having done that, now I have an option of, you know, if it's a room across the pond where there's, you know, it feels like it should be in an intimate setting, and you want an acoustic sound, it can be one pickup.
And then the other
or if it's a festival or something and you want to sound kind of gritty on the slide, you can have that too, and you don't have to bring two guitars.
Sounds,
you know,
super cool.
Remember,
Thanks,
you heard it here first.
What?
You heard it here first.
I know.
Genius idea,
no,
right?
super
you know something?
cool.
We got to get the hell out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah,
let's leave. Let's go. See you later. I'm out.
Where are you going?
I don't know where I'm going to go.
I don't know. Where are
I
you
got
going,
no place to go.
But he's got to get there quickly.
I live in Mid-City, so
Come in
going
a little
home.
bit.
Oh, home.
Going to Mid-City?
In Mid-City,
Okay.
yes.
Who's at home? Anyone waiting for you?
I
Cats,
live
dogs?
with my best friend, and I think we're just going to hang out and cook dinner. Yeah.
Okay.
Best friend with the child?
She has two children who are in France with their father for the summer.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the person you're co-parenting the children of. You live together?
We do. We do.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. PH Fred,
great.
what are you
Sounds
doing
like fun.
tonight?
I'm going to eat
It is
here,
super fun.
and then I'm going
I
back
love
to
it.
Eating
Mid-City.
here at Wayfare. Very
I'm
nice.
going to eat at the Wayfare.
That ain't wrong, bro.
All right, John, what are you up to? Playing tonight?
No, I'm going to go meet my family for dinner. I don't know where they are.
Oh, well, they'll show up, no doubt, somewhere, right?
Well, they're somewhere, and
Yeah.
I'll find them.
I guess you will. Do they have GPS? Are they playing Pokemon Go?
I hope not. If they are, there's going to be big trouble.
All right. Hey, thanks for joining us. That's Happy Hour for another week. Jon Roniger's been here. PH Fred, Kristin Lyman, and Andrew Duhon back from London. You're back for a while?
I'm here indefinitely. Well,
All right.
that's like 3 weeks, I can tell you.
Well, that's 3 weeks is indefinitely. The producer of our show is Graham DePonte, along with Alison Moon today. Chris Kehoe is our associate producer. Today's show is engineered by Thomas Walsh. Christian Unruh is our music director. Our theme music was written by and is currently being played by Mitch Foreman. If you'd like to be on our show and you can sit around a table for about an hour, drop us a line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com, where you can also check out many other Happy Hour shows, as well as some other shows we make here. Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti, live from Commander's Palace. True to the Game with Chris True. Midnight Menu +1 with Margot Moss and the Man Who Ate New Orleans. Ray Canata, Louisiana Eats with Poppy Tooker. Milo's Music Parlor with Kim Vu. The podcast about death, Death the Podcast with psychologist Dr. Ariane Alfant. And our new podcast, Questions from the Waiting Room, with psychiatrist Dr. Nick Pajic, which I highly suggest you go and look at, especially this current episode, which Dr. Pajic does it naked. You can also find other great Louisiana podcasts at itsacadiana.com and itsbatonrouge.la. You can keep up with us on Facebook and on Twitter and a bunch of other time-sucking social media as well. And all of it we're called It's New Orleans. You can find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com and on our Facebook page. These photos were taken by Alison Moon. If you're listening to this show on iTunes, which is unlikely these days, Stitcher or another podcast app, thanks for subscribing to us. Take a moment to rate and review us. That does actually help other people find us no matter what podcast app you're on. Our show is recorded live today at Wayfare on Ferret Street, where they have a 3-hour happy hour every day from 3 to 6, and an awesome brunch on the weekends, which is technically Saturday and Sunday if your week starts on a Sunday. Happy Hour is a production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. For Andrew Duhon, everyone around here at the table at Wayfare, back at our office at INO Broadcasting, thanks for joining us. See you back here next week. I'm Grant Morris, and this is Happy Hour.
Let's consider the secret life of the innermost nesting doll. Living most of her life in the dark, inside the other nesting dolls, she has plenty of time to think, if she could. Sadly, she has no brain. However, when an innermost nesting doll hears that Geico not only saves people money, but also has been providing great service for over 75 years, she thinks it's obvious you should switch. Because yes, switching to Geico is a no-brainer. Pity the innermost nesting doll and her lot in life.